focused and engaged learning environment. Attention and commitment to the continued success of our students. We look forward to seeing the positive outcomes this initiative will surely bring. Yours in education, teachers of D7. So I wanted to read that. Very nice. You bet. Myself and Mr. Millette sat on a statewide panel discussing the Yonder pouches, and it was our school district and two others, and there were people that were on, it was a Zoom call or a Zoom meeting from across the state, and they basically, especially the one school districts have been doing this for a number of years, they echoed exactly what's in this letter. They're definitely seeing positive gains from this. So I just thought that was really neat, and I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
Thank you.
Questions? Okay. All right, the next item is we want to recognize Tim Clement. Tim, could I have you stand up, please? We're going to have Tim stand up, and I'm going to read. Tim Clement for his efforts in making the athletic facilities something that our athletes, students, and community can take great pride in. Never has Tim asked for reimbursement or compensation. He does this work solely out of a passion for sports and a passion for this school district. If I were to name all the work he has specifically done, this letter would be about 5 pages long. So, and of course, Brian sitting right next to him, our athletic director, this is from Brian, I should have stated that. But to name a few, Tim has. He's added dirt and leveled the infields, raked all the weeds, built 2 amazing bullpens, revamped the pitching mounds, flattened the transition of dirt to grass to keep our athletes safe from bad bounces, reworked home plate, utilized leftover turf from the playgrounds, incorporated them on the fields, dug out the base stakes to stabilize them and protect our players when they're being stepped on. Tim has done such a tremendous job that it has inspired the athletic department to host an MHSAA playoff game, as we did last spring. It was a wonderful event and showcase our wonderful community and facilities. Once again, we thank Tim for all he has done, and we recognize him as a major contributor to the D7 district success, and this is from Brian Buchanan, District 7 Athletic Director and Assistant Principal. So Tim, could I have you come up to the podium, please? So Tim, on behalf of the Board of Education, presents to you this certificate of recognition, and it states, thank you for your incredible groundskeeping support you provide for our District 7 softball and baseball fields. Your tireless volunteer efforts from maintaining safe playing surfaces to ensuring our fields look their best make a tremendous difference for our athletes, coaches, families, and fans. We deeply appreciate the pride you take in our facilities and the care you show for our students and community. Our sports program is stronger and our fields shine brighter because of you. And of course, swag from the Board of Education.
Thank you.
Yes. We get a quick picture.
Yes, we would.
I'll make you faces back there. No. You want to say a few words? You don't have to.
It's nice having an administration that has been willing to work with me too. It started off that I wanted to rent the field for my travel team to be able to practice. Brian initially didn't know who I was, and once the softball season got going, me and Brian started talking more and more. And that's when he figured out who I was trying to rent the field. So that's what started it. That's when I asked him, I was like, hey, can I get the bullpens back in working order? And he said yes. Third base, the peg was cocked sideways. So I was like, all right, that's gonna be my next project. I pulled up third base, straightened it, got it back in order. Then that's when he started talking to me about doing other infield work with the leveling and stuff like that. That's when I got a hold of Site One that we have a contract with. But Site One then gave me a number to the Durage guy. He physically came out, gave me ideas of what I should and shouldn't, couldn't do and everything. And that's who I ultimately ordered. We ultimately ordered the dirt from and all of the top dressing. So it was nice that he came out within an hour after me calling, and he gave me ideas, and then that's where it all took off from there. And between Darius helping, plus my dad, my kids, so I've had them all out there. And this Saturday, I'm trying to get a group together to go up there and get the baseball field re-cleaned up because it did get full of weeds and different things like that throughout the summer. And I'm trying to get people up there this weekend. I've got a little bit of equipment coming and stuff like that to help them try and get it cleaned up now. So when it does hit beginning of March, they can practice on that field and it's ready to go. So I'm trying to get that all together this Saturday. So hopefully I get some turnout and we'll see.
Thank you so much. Yes. So for those of you who don't know, Tim is an alumni. So he actually graduated with my brother, and he was part of the original team that built the dugouts that unfortunately we no longer have. So the love goes deep for Tim, and I thank you for doing all that. And hopefully some of the boys will come out and the girls come out and help you this weekend. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Very nice. Excellent. Thanks. Okay, the next agenda item, I'd like to have John Zadikian come on up from Cruising the Ave event. So, but why John's coming up, and he's going to bring the rest of the crew up here. I do want to mention another hat that John wears. So John, in his expertise in the social media, in the videography world, did the safety video that we showed at this Board of Education, that we show our subs before they come in. So, and we showed our staff. So John did a fantastic job with that. And he also did the 2 videos that were posted on our webpage and sent throughout about the sinking fund renewal. And he just did a fine job. He actually did everything. I mean, he typed up the scripts. I just showed up. We tried to get like Barry Sanders, someone famous. We couldn't. So it was me. So, but John did all of that work for us. And I truly believe that that had a positive impact in getting the word out and letting people understand what this election was all about. But you're here to talk about Cruising the Ave. So go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. Superintendent Kleinhans, good evening, everybody. I would like to congratulate the entire community on listening to those videos and seeing the posts and doing the good work that we needed to do at the polls yesterday so that you all could continue the good work here in the district. Had those videos not worked, I would not be standing here tonight in front of you all. I would be home on my couch. That said, I have here Mike DeFano, who is a fellow alum, as well as Rhonda, Doreen, and Jimmy. Raise your hands, everybody. We are a small part of a crew that every year does the Cruising the Avenue event, as well as an Appaloosa, which is coming up at the end of February, by the way. So that will be happening again. But today, we are here to talk about Cruising the Avenue. This is something that started, I think, about the same time as an Appaloosa, maybe a year after. The first year, we decided to have the proceeds benefit the robotics program at Annapolis. Last year, we did the D7 Dads Club. This year, as we all kind of sat around figuring, are we going to do an Appaloosa again? When are we going to do it? So on and so forth. We had the idea, it's like, you know, if the kids are not taking music in high school, or in middle school, they're not going to take it once they get into high school. So it was a no-brainer at that point to say, you know what, let's do Cruising the Avenue to benefit the middle school. So we are here tonight to very happily tell you that we have a check for $5,000 for the music program here. I was not able to meet the new music teacher when the rest of the gang came, but I hear she's dynamite. I hear she's fantastic. Some of the things I've heard with regard to the band are great, so we know that our money is going to be put to good use, and we appreciate you all and your support of our efforts. And if you'd like to join us, we're always looking for volunteers to help us out. Appaloosa will be at 342 Bar and Grill on February the 28th. That's a Saturday. We have some bands lined up, including Radar, our very own Radar here from Annapolis High School. Who else do we have? I can't remember, but they're all great bands. Jimmy will know, he'll tell us later. But we want to thank you for your support of our efforts, and we commend you for your service to the community. We can't do what we do without all of you doing what you do. So thank you, we appreciate it, and thanks to all of the other school staff and volunteers who are here today. We appreciate all that you do as well. We're all proud to be D7 alums and to give back.
They're coming up. Come on, guys.
Shy. State your name, rank, and serial number. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Doreen.
Mike DeQuano.
Rhonda Hagan.
Jimmy Naku.
And I'm Milan. Takes a village to raise kids, right? You've heard that saying. This is an awesome village we have here. And the work that you do to benefit our kids is just absolutely phenomenal. So again, on behalf of the board, we have some swag for you, and we'll present this to you, and we will love to get a picture with us together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a notebook in there, so you got to take notes.
Okay. We're script writing. Take that.
Thank you.
Very good. And can we get a picture? We want to move like maybe move down, Jimmy, so we can get everybody in here. And that is, I'd like to introduce Dr. Porcheller, Claudia Porcheller, Principal of Polk Elementary, and her staff are here to do a presentation on the therapy dog. As you guys know, we have Ruby at Pardee. The second person I've heard today that said they only go to Pardee not to see the staff, not to see the people, but to see Ruby. So, but Claudia, I'll turn it over to you.
That is absolutely true. I'm Claudia Porcheller, principal of Polk Elementary, and I feel like it's a dream come true to be here in front of the Board of Education to ask you to approve the donation from Priority Health for a school dog for Polk Elementary School. Earlier this summer, for years, Polk Elementary, we've been talking as a staff, ever since Pardee got their school dog, we've admired Ruby so much and the interactions that Ruby has with the staff and students. And we also feel when we're in the same room with Ruby that we feel good just being with her. She makes us feel great, and I know that feeling, a lot of other people have the same feeling. So we had it in our mind for years to find a way to have a school dog. And this summer, I was able to find Priority Health, who has a program to donate the expenses for a school dog to schools. And they work closely with a group called Canines for Change, who takes care of the dog, raises the dogs, and trains the adults. So when I brought it to our staff, it was an overwhelming, enthusiastic, yes, let's move forward with this. And so while our entire staff is very, very excited, we have some important team members here today to present. Allison Lefevre is a media specialist, and she's going to be a handler. Victoria Gargasolas is a first grade teacher, and she is going to be the host. Mrs. Kristen Dews is our behavior interventionist, and she's also going to be a handler, and I am also going to be trained as a handler. And so the vision is over time to have all of our staff trained. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the team so that they can present. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. Oh. Hi, I'm Victoria Gargasolas. I'm a first grade teacher at Polk Elementary. This is my 4th year with D7. I'm a dog lover. That's my dog Leo up there. And I've recently been accepted as a therapy dog host for Canines for Change.
I'm Kristen Dews, a behavior interventionist. I'm also a nationally certified school psychologist, and I think animals are really important in helping kids change and grow, and so much so that my private practice is on the farm.
Thank you. I'm Allison Lefevre. I'm the media specialist at Polk. This is my 24th year teaching here in D7. I'm also a dog lover. I have 2 dogs, that is Guinness and Donut up there. They're both rescue dogs. Just happen to be from the same rescue, but they're completely different. They look the same, but they're completely different. And we love our dogs. So this is a little bit about Canines for Change. That is the company that we are going through. So Canines for Change is the organization that trains and places therapy dogs. Their mission is to enhance the lives of children and help them grow more confident and independent, while also educating communities about the benefits of service dogs. Their vision is simple. They want anyone who could benefit from a dog like this to have access no matter their background or their situation. So this is a little bit more about the facility dog program. Canines for Change is one of the few organizations that provides highly trained facility dogs for schools, public service departments, and therapy settings. These dogs are trained to support things like emotional regulation, social connection, academic engagement, and even staff well-being. They work in professional environments and are trained to provide calm, responsive support wherever they're needed. Each support dog is carefully matched to the setting they serve, and they live with a trained staff handler. That would be me. So the partnership is really intentional and long-term. So why therapy dogs? One of the biggest benefits is that they help reduce stress. Having a dog in the classroom can calm students, lower anxiety, and create a more positive learning experience. They also help promote emotional regulation. Students learn to manage their feelings and respond more calmly just by interacting with the dog. Overall, therapy dogs bring a sense of comfort and connection that really supports both students and staff. So research really backs this up, the impact of therapy dogs in schools as well. In 2021, a study found that having therapy dogs is linked to better student engagement, more positive attitudes towards learning, and lower stress and behavioral issues. We've already talked a little bit about Ruby, and that's what's really exciting is we've seen the same right here in our own district. Thanks to Becky Chiodo, she was able to provide me a little data. The data shows big gains in reading levels and overall student growth in classes that had a facility dog compared to those that didn't. So it's really not just heartwarming, it's also very effective. Thank you.
So there's also an impact on staff and school culture. So there's a big reduction in stress. You'll see that the kids are better able to regulate, and also it boosts staff morale. So you'll see a better sense of community, and staff is more engaged, and it also increases attendance both for students and staff. So not only do you see reductions in stress, you also see anxiety, ADHD symptoms, and also learning differences can be remediated by having an animal in the building. You also see a decreased incidence of school violence and behavioral disruptions. It's also good to connect and have a sense of community for the students who are in the building. We also see an increase for resiliency and a reduction in depression symptoms for students. Facility dogs are often signed out to specific classrooms throughout the day. Just like Mrs. Garzasolis was saying, that there is a improvement in academic scores for those students who actually have a school dog in the classroom with them. So the next steps for our group, first off, of course, is board approval. And then after that, both the host and handlers will attend a boot camp, and this will happen in January. And we will receive the dog at that time. The dog will stay with the host for a period of time and acclimate, and then after that, they will also come to school. After that, there will be weekly trainings for both the host and handler. And then about a year after, once the dog is about a year old, the estimate is about June 26th, that's when the certification process happens. The dog will be in school before the certification process happens. That's just when we officially get our paperwork that we could actually be considered a therapy dog. There are some concerns that come with having a dog in the building: fear, allergies, liability, and cost. And to address those, we will be hearing from my friend, Mrs. Lefevre.
Thank you. So there are several concerns with having therapy dogs, or just dogs in general, in school. Participation is one of the biggest ones because there's a lot of fear involved with dogs. The students are introduced to the dog gradually. They're shown how to approach the dog as well as proper ways to pet the dog. Allergies are addressed with a hypoallergenic, well-groomed dog. There's alternate spaces that are available for the dog to go to as well. We are getting a golden doodle, so if you're interested to know what kind of dog it is. The dog is actually required to be professionally groomed on a consistent basis. Costs are covered for the first year by Canines for Change. In future years, we are looking for funding through grants, community events, and fundraisers. We also have several ideas already for fundraisers in mind moving forward. And as far as liability is concerned, the dog is trained, the hosts and handlers were all trained as well, and the dog is insured, and we will follow district safety protocols. So some success stories include schools with therapy dogs report improved attendance, fewer behavioral challenges, and stronger community engagement. It's a wonderful way to promote positive social emotional learning while also connecting families and local partners to our school. All of this is in addition to the increased reading scores as shown in the data shared by Becky Chiodo and Ruby from Party. Other facts, the academic benefits and emotional benefits. The dog's presence helps with both learning and emotional regulation. We've seen improvements in executive functioning, attention, and classroom participation. Emotionally, students experience lower stress, increased serotonin and dopamine levels, and an overall lift in mood and connections. Other facts for mental and physical, research shows that therapy dogs can have a powerful impact on students. They help reduce anxiety, improve mood, and even enhance focus and problem-solving skills. Students are more likely to take academic risks and re-engage in learning when they feel calm and supportive, and a therapy dog can be a big part of that. Now I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Porcello.
Thank you, Allison. So with Mr. Kleinhand's and Mr. Armstrong's support, I went ahead and applied over the summer through Priority Health's program for a school dog to ask them to fund this effort for us. And so the cost for the first year for a school dog is $13,000. And that includes all of the first year expenses, including food, that will be provided to the host, preventative medications, routine vet visits, pet insurance, and grooming costs. Those totals are about $2,500 a year. Those are ongoing expenses. The cost of the dog included, along with the training for all of our host and handlers, in total is $13,000 that Priority Health is willing to donate to the district for this effort. So the next step is that we ask you very kindly if you could please approve this proposal, accept the donation from our Priority Health, and and so including looking over the contracts, we may have a few revisions of the contracts, but in short, they're pretty solid as they are. We are looking at insurance for the dog to make sure we get the right policy, make sure that the district is completely covered with liability and any issues. In addition, the school is also looking at funds, having a dog fund. If anything unexpected were to happen, that way we can address any unexpected expenses that might happen with the dog. We want to make sure that our school dog is well taken care of. And so we ask for your approval, please. And thank you so much for your attention to this matter.
Thank you, Dr. Porcheller and team. Does anybody on the board have any questions? Mr. Hall.
I was letting everyone else go first. All right, so I have kind of gazillion, but the first I wanted to ask is, as the host, you're the one that would be keeping the dog at your house during non-school portions of that. But when the dog is in the school, from what I understand, there is multiple handlers that would handle the dog. So the dog wouldn't always be with the host per se, it would be with different people. Okay.
Bring the dog. My responsibility would be to host the dog, feed the dog at night, take the dog to its vet appointments, get the dog groomed, all those things. My responsibility would also be transporting the dog to and from school. When I come to school, I would bring it to a handler. We're hoping that all the staff can be trained and the dog can be in as many hands as possible. And as the host, my job would be to transport the dog to and from school, keep the dog safe when we're on school breaks, things like that. But the goal is for the dog not to be in my classroom 24/7. It would be in other classrooms, and we have 2 lovely handlers that would also be walking the dog to different classrooms.
I'd like to add that the life of a service dog, therapy dog, a school dog, the work life is about 8 to 10 years. And after that time, they are retired. And so at that point, we would urge the district to allow the host to have the first opportunity to keep the dog during retirement.
So to add to what Dr. Porcheller was saying, the dog is actually owned by the district. So this is a district's dog, not Ms. Gargus's. In case that wasn't clear. Yeah.
So Ms. Gargus, I guess a big question for you. Let's say 3 years from now, you get a chance to move to California. You can understand that you would have to leave the dog behind?
Absolutely. I don't plan on
You
doing
pause there for a second.
I just wanted to let you know that we had many applicants to be the host at Polk. And so the process, we would work with Canaans for Change to train and find a new host. And I think that, based on our experience so far, we will likely have applicants to be a new host should Mrs. Gargis Solis, for whatever reason, have to give up that job.
I just wanted to make sure she said that, though.
Yes.
Is there any... Because I always like to I'm pro dog, so you don't have to worry about that part. But I guess my question I always would like to always ask is there any downfalls with the therapy dog?
I want the dog all the time.
Yeah, we're actually arm wrestling to who's going to have the dog. Downfalls, this is our first time through, but based on what Pardee has shared with us, it's been by and large all upsides. And And the therapy dog can provide a lot of service, not just to the school, but if we were to have emergency situations at the district level where we would need district-wide therapy, our school dog would become part of that effort to provide services for the whole district.
And then if you were to be ill for a reason, are you not that far away where someone else could get the dog if they needed to?
Yeah, I only live 20 minutes away.
That's fine, okay.
Some conversation we had as well, should I become sick or anything like that, or maternity leave, something like that, what happens? That was the question that I asked. And we spoke about with the Canine for Change people, someone would have to come to my house, or I would have to bring the dog to school, or partner or something like that. Someone would have to still, the dog is still working. The dog is still expected to be at school. So someone would either have to come to my house and bring the dog to school, or I would bring the dog, or we'd have to make alternate arrangements. So the dog is still expected to be at school if I was to become ill for a long period of time.
And so that brought up a question. What happens if you do go on vacation? Where does the dog go? So it just goes with one of the other handlers and basically, okay, that's what we did. Not a kennel or anything.
We are really taking a team approach to this. There's a lot of support in the building. I was sad that I couldn't fulfill all the requests to be initial handlers in the, for the school. But we do have that vision to have all of our staff trained, to bring someone in to train all of the staff during staff meetings and so on, so that we are very consistent in our approach with the dog. We don't want to send the dog mixed messages. We want to make sure that we also teach our students how to interact appropriately with the dog. And so it is a real community effort that we take very seriously.
And just FYI, I told you guys I had a million questions, so if this was to get approved, I would hope we would get to see the dog come to a board meeting so often.
Absolutely.
I agree.
I have not seen Ruby once here, so that's why I'm saying, so you don't live too far away, so hopefully that can happen.
Yeah, our little dog, our little doodle is a 30-pound dog. It sounds small to me. I think Ruby might be a little bigger. I don't know. So it's going to be a little doodle. So, and it's, the dog's already been born with all the litter. It is right in the process of being trained. And we do not know which dog we're going to get because Canines for Change, they get to know the dogs and their individual strengths, and they match them up with the different schools that have applied, for a dog. So we're very excited to be part of this process. Yeah.
Anybody else? I just
We don't know what we're getting yet, a boy or girl, but we have a list of names we've started.
And most of them start with a P.
Mr. Lee.
Thank you for the presentation. You had me at dog. I appreciate this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Porteller and team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice, Nate. Thank you. Moving on. So I have on here, I want to discuss just the purchase of a 2026 F-350 regular cab Super Duty vehicle. This is a discussion point, or at least information. So right now we have two snowplow trucks. We really need to. The red truck is on its last leg. So we're seeking bids, and I put one in here. This isn't the only bid, but I wanted at least to give the board something to look at. So in the board packet, there is a bid from Taylor Ford, but we're still exploring other bids. Please know that. The red truck is a 2000 Ford F-350. It has 60,000 miles on it, but they're rugged miles from snowplowing, as you can imagine. To get it repaired, we would have to spend $20,000. It's $20,415 to repair that truck. Needs a new engine, and the problem with repairing it, it is literally rusting through. So it's rusting through the cab, it's rusting through the bed. It's in pretty rough shape, to the point where we checked on a trade-in, and the one dealership said, we'll give you $100 for it. So that's not good. So my thought was, instead of throwing $20,000 at a truck this year to get it rolling. Would we be better served if we just go out and get quotes for a new truck? So the quote in here is just for the truck. We've taken the plow, or they're in the process right now of taking the plow and the salter off the back of the red truck to see if that could be repurposed. But I just wanted to throw it out there for discussion. The red truck's just in pretty rough shape, and we're going to have to do something here pretty quick. So, thoughts?
You could scrap the truck for more than $100.
My question,
Listen to God, you really could. That's really, really, no, that's not okay. Mr. Wong.
well, I think,
Oh, Ms.
no,
Mr. Lee.
So is there any reason, are we going out to more than just Ford? Are we going to another?
The reason we went out to Ford, that's who we do a lot of our business with. So that's why we just went out to Ford. So, yeah, so I think the Ford fleet is one. I mean, the truck that we have right now is doing very well. So that's why we went out to that particular company.
The other thing is, why not a 2025? Is there something with the 26 that has more options that we're not doing? There's more rebates typically on like year.
Yeah, so great question. So what we were looking for is something that a dealership had on a lot that was available right away. So that's why I put this quote in here. Again, we're still looking at additional, but I wanted to at least have you guys look at something. So
Treasurer Wall.
so it does run, right? Like it drives down the road?
no. Well, yes and no. So it does if you put like 5 gallons of oil in it, and then eventually that oil will just leak out. But you can run it a little ways.
No, I was just wondering, because it's like $100, but it runs, it drives down the road. Somebody would take that.
It's in rough shape.
But, okay.
Yeah.
The other question I wanted to ask is, have we potentially looked into inquiring with Ford, in effect for the company, General Motors, see if they have any type of promotions or donations for a school district?
Yeah, so we can continue our search and do that. I know that Pat's here. She's been helping me with this process, and she's been reaching out and trying to get the best deal that she can possibly get on a vehicle. So so really that's why I put this in here. We have a little bit more work to do. We got a line on another quote that's a little bit less expensive than this one. We're checking on the availability to see if we can get that truck here as soon as possible, if that is the one that I recommend to the board for purchase.
Any other questions? Thank you. And now, moving on to letter F.
Yes. So,
This one I'm really excited about.
okay.
And I wanted
Me more than you.
to thank Treasurer Wall for the wonderful email that I got this
4
morning.
a.m.
I got yours before I got Mr. Kleinhand's. It was wonderful. I will turn it over to you.
Okay, so first of all, are we good to go to continue our work on the pickup truck thing? Is everybody comfortable with that? I should have read. Continue to work. Okay, good.
See bids.
Yeah, we will certainly do that. So, yes, then the final thing, the Building and Site Sinking Fund election, obviously very proud to announce the passing of our Building and Site Sinking Fund renewal yesterday. I want to thank the Board of Education, the Building and Site Committee, the community, the parents, the staff, everybody that supported this initiative. It will generate approximately $1.3 million over the life of the per year over the life of the 10-year life of the renewal. And so 1.3 over 10 years, the Building and Site Committee already has a list of projects already lined up. I was already on the phone this week. It's amazing how people know this. I got 2 emails going, hey, you passed your sinking fund. Can we help you? From architect firms. So amazing. But this is huge for the school district. This will help us continue to keep our facilities up to date without taking dollars out of the classrooms. And so just very, very excited. We're going to be working on roofs, cement repairs, parking lots, unit vents, HVAC, restroom upgrades, building upgrades. John's talking about Madison. He wants to be there when we get it done and get that building up to speed. So, the unofficial tally was 1,104 yes votes to 564 no votes. So it passed quite handily. So we're very excited. I just want to thank everybody. And I would also want to make sure everyone understands this is over 10 years. So the way sinking funds are set up is you get so much a year and you plan those dollars out. So it isn't like we can go out and just do everything the first year. So we're just asking that people be patient. We have everything separated by the summer work season throughout the next, I think it's 8 years that we have it, 8 or 9 years that we have projects in line that fall in line with the dollar amount. So we want to make sure in all the brochure and all the information that we sent out and the work that the building and site committee did, these are the projects that we said we're going to do. And so those are the projects that we're going to do. The good thing is with what we have lined up, we still have, got this from Mr. Wall, we still have contingency built into those dollars so that if we get to the end and there's other projects, or if we have a project that runs over, then we'll be mindful that we'll have dollars set aside to complete all those projects. So I'm just so very thankful of everybody's work and really excited to continue to improve our facilities.
Thank you. It's a ball. Anybody have any questions, comments? Okay, moving on. Superintendent's recommendations, letter A, non-certified staff resignation, exhibit 1 in your packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education accepts the following non-certified staff resignation. John Anderson, independent paraprofessional, Annapolis High School, effective date October 23rd, 2025. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Sterlini, supported by trustee Winless. Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call please.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes.
Trustee Stevanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless, yes. Trustee Anderson? Trustee Batowski?
Yes, motion carries. For those of you who did not hear, trustee Anderson said yes. Letter B, facility therapy dog for Polk Elementary, exhibit 2 in our packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the contract between Canines for Change Incorporated and Dearborn Heights School District Number 7 for one facility therapy dog hosted at Polk Elementary and the agreement between the district and the host handler as presented. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Wall. Supported by trustee Sterlini. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes.
Trustee Stevanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless, yes. Trustee Anderson? Trustee Batowski?
Yes. Motion carries. Congratulations. Nice job. Thank you so much. Letter C, first reading of proposed, revised, and reissued board policies, exhibit 3 in your packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the first reading of proposed, new, revised, and reissued Neola board policies as presented. Bylaw 0167.2, closed session. Policy 2105, mission of the district. Policy 2110, vision and belief statement. May I have a motion? Moved by trustee Sterlini, supported by trustee Winless. Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call please.
Trustee Stevanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless, yes. Trustee Anderson? Yes. Trustee Sterlini?
Yes.
Trustee Batowski?
Yes, the motion carries. Letter D, kitchen boiler steamer purchase, exhibit 4 in our packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the purchase of a new steamer boiler steam generator to replace the existing unit in the OW Best kitchen, which has exceeded the equipment's life expectancy and is a safety hazard. The total cost is $41,381, and the monies will be derived from the food service fund. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Sterling, or by trustee Winless. Questions, comment? Mr. Finance?
Yeah, just very quick, this does include installation as well. And this is much needed, kind of an emergency purchase. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless? Yes. Trustee Anderson? Yes. Trustee Sterlini?
Yes.
Trustee Stevanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Belkowski?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Letter E, donation to OW Best Music Program. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education accepts the charitable donation as presented. This generous contribution comes from the past summer's Cruising the Avenue event and the amount of $5,000 raised for the OW Best Music Program. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Wall,
Support.
supported by Trustee Winlet. Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Winless? Yes. Trustee Anderson? Trustee Sterlini? Yes. Trustee Stevanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Belkowski?
Motion carries. I was teasing Mr. Zadikian that we weren't going to accept it. Letter F, field trip request. Annapolis High School theater students, Exhibit 5 in your packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves Annapolis High School theater students to attend the Crestwood High School performance on November 14th, 2025, as presented. May I have a motion? Moved by Trustee Sterlini, supported by Trustee Winless. Questions or comments? Trustee Wall?
I just noticed, I know it's going to the theater and that, but I noticed there's only going to be one chaperone for 25 kids.
That's minimal.
Okay. Granted, it's not a rock concert, so but it's just.
It's just at Crestwood High School. And actually have one teacher to 25 kids is for high schoolers is a pretty normal ratio. Yes. Roll call, please.
Trustee Anderson? Yes. Trustee Sterlini? Yes. Trustee Stevanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless? Yes. Trustee Belkowski?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. Unfinished business, bylaw 0167.3, public comments at board meetings. So I did watch the last board meeting and appreciated the conversation that went around that and the discourse. But again, as I stated to Trustee Sterlini in an email, that it was not on her to, say that it was her bad. It was my responsibility as the president to have controlled that situation. And I was kind of with her in her excitement of having a group of people here who had something positive to say. My thoughts is that it should go before the president or the superintendent. Any questions or comments should be filtered that way. That is our policy and we should follow it. That's what I have to say about it. Ms. Winless, you were not at that meeting. Did you have anything that you wanted to say about public comment?
No. In the future, I'll just ask to suspend rules.
Does anybody else have anything to say to that or to anything else? No. No. So I will inform Ms. Styroff, as she is the head of the policy committee, that we are going to adhere to the policy as it is written. Everybody in agreement with that? Okay, great. New business. Do we have any new business to come before the board? Seeing none. District Points of Pride, Mr. Kleinhand.
Yes, so I want to thank all the board members and the staff members who participated in the Bedford site project ribbon cutting last week. It was great to get everyone at the site, get a nice picture, and celebrate the work that has taken place over there. So I thank you, all the board members, for coming out and being part of that. I also wanted to take a minute, very pleased and prideful in regards to the staff in service that we had on Monday. It was amazing. We had Dr. Terrence Scott and Lisa Kaiser from their equity consultants from Wayne Risa. They did an excellent job engaging the staff, working together at our tables, being introspective about inherent biases. It was just amazing. And I was so proud of our staff. Some tough discussions, tough interchange, but it was really, really well. I thought it was one of the best in-services that I've been part of since I was here. The other interesting thing that we did, that the presenters had us do, in our equity policy, we have non-negotiables. So they put up non-negotiables, they put them all on big papers, and we had to, in groups, go and discuss that non-negotiable and either cite evidence of what we're doing in regards to that, or what we can do to build on that particular non-negotiable. So it was amazing. We had there were all of these large things of writing all over. I got to give Sue a little credit. By the time I got back at the end of the day, she already had everything typed up and ready to go. And we'll be using that information as we move forward for future PD planning. We'll also circle back with our two presenters, seek more input from them of how we can push the district forward in that arena. So it was a great day. I'm just very pleased with that. And then in the afternoon, we went to PLCs. And you guys know that we've been doing PLCs for a while, but we wanted to be very intentional. So Dr. Finney went out, got a grant, and we hired PLC leads. And those individuals are responsible for carrying the PLC discussion. We've connected them with Nathan Spencer, who's a PLC guru and a consultant at Wayne Risa. We had 2 in-services with those folks. And then when they were off and running, both Scott, Dr. Finney, and myself visited all except for one. There was one I couldn't find, so I think they moved their classroom. But we visited the PLCs, and they were engaged. They were talking about instructional pieces. They were a lot of them revisited their norms and their operating procedures. They did protocol examples. And so I just think the whole day was really, really well done. And I'm very happy for our staff and their engagement in the whole process for the staff and service. And then again, just a heartfelt thank you to all those who assisted in supporting the passage of our building and site funds. This will allow us to continue our efforts, upgrade our facilities. Again, they'll be spaced over 10 years, so I'm hoping people understand we're not doing everything in one summer. I don't think I could survive another summer for me to do that, but that's just me. This will truly help us continue to meet the needs of our staff and students in our facility upgrade. So as always, thanks to everybody for supporting D7. And Scott, I know you had a couple of things.
I do. So at the PD the other day, Jennifer Lentz, who's the new van director at OW Best, came up to me and she gave me a hug and she said, "This is the best professional decision I've ever made in my life, coming to work here in D7. She said, "I absolutely love the kids. And I love my job, and thank you for having confidence in me." So when she hears about John Zadikian's contribution to the program, she's going to be over the moon. So thank you, John.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Okay, moving on to other business. We have no updates at this time. There is a policy committee scheduled for November 19th, 2025 at 5:30 at OW Best. Meetings, times, dates, and locations are subject to change and updates. Is there any other business? Yes, Mr. Wall.
I know that there was discussion about trying to think of a potential date.
So I'm glad that you brought that up because as I was reading this, Trustee Dyroff did say that they do not have to have a policy committee meeting on that date at that time. So did that date and time work for a study session for you to present your classes from the conference in Traverse City you just went to?
I think I could
Could you do 6 o'clock?
Oh, 6 o'clock, yeah, I could do 6.
Did everybody do 6 o'clock?
I think we talked about an hour not being enough time because we have a board meeting.
Oh, that is a board meeting day.
Right.
That's right. Sorry. So yes, we would have to keep it at 5:30. Do you think you could do it?
I can't promise this minute, that's the thing.
Okay.
Of course, I can always come and like if something else.
Yeah.
Right,
That's
yeah.
fair. Okay. So I will talk to trustee Dyroff and then I will confirm with everybody that day and time. I have some other business something I would like to bring up. Something that happened today at Hardy Elementary School. And I'm bringing it up under other business and as a board member because it kind of piggybacks on your professional development, your in-service you have the other day. It's very disappointing when your 10-year-old granddaughter comes home to tell you that a classmate called another classmate the N-word with a hard R at the end. And was told that he was allowed to say that because he had a pass. And this has come up in the past here at this table and in this to the board about middle schoolers using asking for a pass to be able to say that word to our Black students. And so I would like to kind of bring it up that it is our policy, we have a DEI policy that this board set and approved of. And so one of the things I wanted to kind of bring up was how are we enforcing this policy, not just amongst our staff, but amongst our students as well? Up for discussion. Trustee Walt?
So the first thing once again, I think that's a totally wrong thing to say, 100% of that. But I guess my question is this something that went through any points of chain of command before it's coming up to the board to us? That's what I'm just kind of curious first. Because I don't think it's appropriate for us to do that. I've received emails from other people and I explained to them the chain of command, teacher, principal, administration, superintendent. Then it could potentially go to the board.
I guess I could have got up and spoke at the podium under public comment.
No, but I meant though, I would just like to see that it's going that way because boards typically don't get involved unless there's a chain of command is not being followed first. That's all I'm trying to say.
I understand, yes.
So that's just my opinion.
Henry? Anybody else?
I disagree. I am sorry that your granddaughter had that experience in our educational setting. It's not a place for that, and it shouldn't be tolerated whatsoever. This topic, specifically the N-word and the passes, has been brought to this board, has been brought to many of the principals in this district, has been brought to the past superintendent and the current superintendent. So it is a matter that the board should discuss. And I don't know what more chain of command could be followed by anybody who's brought these concerns up, and to continuously tell people to follow the chain of command when it's such a derogatory term and you're not Black, so you don't know how it feels to be called that name. I think that is just a lack of human emotion and compassion when someone's bringing up that topic. It's always follow the chain of command. There's never any human aspect to it to say what we're actually going to do. When the question is asked what we're actually going to do when we have an equity policy in place, we don't have an actual answer to that question. And so instead we're going to say follow the chain of command.
Ms. Anderson?
I second what Leslie is saying, but my concern is also if someone was called something else, will we take a different course of action? And that's my main, I agree wholeheartedly because as a parent of a child in D7, in the 2006, this was the norm. And we had nobody to go to. And even if we did went to the board, we received no response. So when are we going to get a response for people to, we should be treated just like everyone else. And for someone to outright say that word, it's offensive, and you spelled it, so it was a term of endearment. It was direct.
Mr. Laney?
So, yeah, that, I use the word has no place for anyone. My reason for saying to follow the chain of command is because that's, and I don't like it, you know how I am, like, I don't follow the rules of the board always, right? I'm the one typically getting in trouble because I don't follow the rules. For me, saying follow the chain of command because I don't like it for anybody to follow the chain of command when it comes to this, but I'm probably not going to say this right. But we have a board member bringing it to the table. And it's kind of not fair then when we're telling other people you have to follow the chain. And I don't agree that you should follow the chain. But it kind of looks like, oh, because the board member brought it, now we're going to do something about it. When other people are told, sit back and wait. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I don't agree to follow the chain. I think people should bring it to the table and we should hear it. It shouldn't happen in the school district. But that's where, and I could be wrong from where Derek's place is coming from of, that's where I was saying, did it follow the chain? Because if it was someone else, did they follow the chain?
I agree with what you're saying. That sometimes it depends on who brings it to the table, whether or not there's action. But my question is, what is the district's policy?
So in the handbook, that does fall under district policy and our discipline. This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Mm-hmm.
So we need some time to investigate, obviously, and determine what happened. But there are consequences for that behavior. And it's spelled out in our student handbook. So it's not accepted, it's not tolerated. And if a student did that and they broke the handbook, I don't know what the past part about it that is. So we'll have to get some more information as far as that for the past part as well, but not tolerated, not accepted. So it could be anywhere from, and discipline is progressive and it depends on where the student is. If the student is a frequent flyer and had been through some of the steps of the discipline, then, it just goes to the next step. If it's egregious and it's investigated as such, then you jump the steps and you can implement anywhere from, middle school, the in-school suspension, all the way up to suspension through expulsion.
I'm okay with, I just need to know, is there a policy?
And I brought it up again with what Ms. Winless said, is that this has come before this board before, it has come before this table before, and nothing has changed because it's still happening. And they're still talking about having a pass to say the N-word in middle school, which means that it hasn't been eradicated or taken care of. And that is why I brought it up with too. Thank you. Anybody else? Mr. Lee?
So I'm not trying to put Mr. Kleinman's on the spot, and are we talking to the kids about, like, when we're doing these, rallies with the kids? I don't know, we used to do pep rallies or whatever, and everybody gets together in the gym or whatever and have conversations. Are we doing that with the kids to say, this is not acceptable? Maybe kids, some kids don't understand. They think, oh, kids are kids. I don't know. And maybe they, a lot of it's learned behavior from home, and you got to teach them sometimes to do better, right? So maybe conversations need to be had more with the kids, and hey, this isn't acceptable. I don't. It's just start doing that.
Yep. So that's a very good point. So at the start of the school year, the building administrations are tasked with reviewing all of the handbooks and the rules with their students in their building. And I know that in the NP squared and in those other courses that they do a lot of different activities, the Be Kind stuff, the Are we doing enough? Obviously not, it's still going on, but I do know that things are in place that they do. The big thing is start of school year. I mean, I've been in here when they've had the bullying, the harassment policy right up on the board and talking to students about the consequences that can happen if you choose these behaviors.
I'm thinking they're clearly not getting it, because again, like, this isn't the first time. We've been hearing about it, like, there's a lot of picking on, there's a lot of bullying, a lot of use of the N-word, so something obviously isn't working, and maybe kids aren't understanding from that bullying, like, to them, the N-word is not bullying, maybe it's normal in their household, so they think it's normal to be that way in school. I don't know, I mean, I'm sorry this happened, it shouldn't happen, I feel for the kids, it's not.
Anything else from anybody?
Yeah, I just want to once again reiterate, for anybody to hear this, once again, that's not acceptable. Everybody understands that. But I ask, no matter where you stand, students, parents, board member, anyone in the district, please start with the chain of command. I'm sorry, but that's actually in either policy or handbook. It's in there. That is the recommendations. Because unfortunately, it sometimes can be resolved at a lower level. Maybe not, but it's really unfair for, like, the superintendent to get a gotcha moment because he was not even aware of this situation. So that's why I think I ask anybody. It's only fair, just like if you were in a position, higher position, you wouldn't want to just be hit with the surprise, because then they're going to have to go down to lower levels. And when the lower levels say they haven't even heard anything about it, to me, that's one of the important things. It's wrong to say that word. I'm 100% behind that. But I still think that it should start with the chain, and then if it's not working, go from there.
I will say the lower level is aware of this and has been aware of this, and this is not the first incident.
But
hence why I brought it. Ms. Anderson?
My concern is that you look at it as it just being a word. There's a connotation. There is history behind that word. So it's not just a word. And I think that's what you're not getting, because if someone was to call me that, it's not just the word. It's more of what you're saying behind that word that's more offensive than just any word. And I think that's why people will skip over the chain of command, because of the passion that it invokes. It's not just a word.
Ms. Willis, you had your hand raised.
I just want to reiterate, because she already said it, but there is no chain of command when it comes to this topic, because we've already been through the chain of command. I'm speaking firsthand experience. My daughter's first year in this school, within 3 weeks of her being here, she was asked for a pass to say the word, and then she was called the word the next week. My very first experience with this board was coming here to advocate on this very topic. When I first started out with the principal. Then I went to the superintendent, and then I came to the board. The chain of command is open. So I'm not going to sit here and have somebody else go through the same experience and then tell them to go through the chain of command, because the chain of command is broken. It doesn't work. This is a district level issue because it's a problem at more than one school facility. And it's a problem that has been a problem for, she just quoted 2006. I'm telling you from 2020, and now you got a 2025 example sitting at the table. This is not including all the people who don't have a platform to talk about this. So it should not, Mark, go back to the lower level. This should be a vote. We could talk about it here today and have a vote to have a directive for this to be a district level initiative that he goes after and looks into. Because I don't want it going back to the lower level.
Mr. Wall?
I just want to go back to Trustee Anderson. When you're saying, about just being the word, it felt like you were referring to me the way I was saying this. Maybe not. I dislike that word. I'm not gonna say hate, because I don't like using that word ever. I always like to use the word dislike. Anybody who I'm ever around, if they want to play music that has that word in it, I refuse to let them play that around me. I dislike that word with a passion. So I'm just letting you know, just right off the bat, I am totally 100% against that word. I know it's a very rude word. So I'm just hoping you understand, I'm totally against that word. You know, and I don't know why you're saying to me that, okay, I'm just letting you know, I took it that way.
Okay.
Maybe just like when somebody gets that word said to them, they feel like it's a personal thing. Yeah, I agree.
Because it's just a word.
Oh, no, I've never ever said it's just a word.
Well, that's how I took it, that you were saying it is a word. And I'm very passionate about it because
You have to be.
it's my history.
No, that's why I won't let people even say it around me.
But I don't think it went about you, and I don't think you meant any ill what you said.
You want have any?
Yeah.
Oh, what's his happened? I think we can do the now, Mike. I don't know. I cut the power to the sound. It's not the sound. Cut the power is. So if you just pull the plug. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I got. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's the green one. It's the video system.
Okay, are we done on the, move on?
So, yeah, this we investigate to find out what actually happened, what's going on. So that we can, I it's the first time I've, so if it does happen, it's reported. For people that are to take care of those issues, if not being handled, then it's my job, Scott's job to make sure that it's handled, because it's funny stuff. Just hold on. So, I think I've got enough. You guys want to put his record on the agenda, so we do that. Get that done forward. Please not disturbing you.
Maybe what's understanding, maybe people are using it, not really understand it. You know, I want to be careful. So if we have a conversation about what is the, and this might be really.
It's white kids asking black kids if they can kind of pass to say the.
I understand, but they don't know, they know it's wrong, but if you say it's okay, then. Which is the mere fact that you're asking. Exactly, so what would make you do it? You know, that's what.
My concern is also that it's not getting to Mark, that he's not finding out. I'm not saying that's not happening, but I'm concerned that it's not going up the chain, that Mark's not hearing about it. And so he's blind in it. I would hope that's not happening, but that's my
kids don't think that it's important enough for them to tell a teacher, which is another situation.
Well, my students said that they don't think nothing's gonna happen, and that's why they don't report it.
Right.
That's not.
And unfortunately, that means we're not aware of it. You know, the parents might be.
Oh, you're aware of it.
Ms. Stefanik.
I just wanted to know that you guys are talking about middle school and high school, but you were saying that
This was an elementary.
that's what I'm saying. You're saying elementary students, so they're not doing as much as the middle school and high schools are doing as far as teaching the kids. Like, they do teach them kindness, they do teach them this, but they don't teach them like the full policy like you guys were talking about. I don't see, unless that issue becomes something that they have to initiate as it comes to service, I guess, is my thing. So I know you guys were talking about middle school mainly, so that's where I wanted to clarify.
They're not understanding what the past is from.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, they are talking about kids that are, again, saying something, but then maybe not understanding what they're saying, and it's getting to push off, and then it gets to a bigger issue later. It's where I'm seeing or hearing the issue.
That you have to test for a pass, and you know it means something.
Oh, you know,
But you may not know the ramifications behind.
you're right. You're right. If you're asking for a pass, you know it's bad to say.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Police.
I am okay with Mark doing what, but I feel like we should get some type of report back to what changes are or, are going to be initiated or something.
Okay. Moving on, public comment number 2. We're now asking if anybody from the public has comments, please approach the board. State your name and affiliation. You have 5 minutes to speak.
In 5 minutes, my name is Sheila Green. First of all, I want to say, that N-word is a very, very bad word. It makes me very, very angry, and the kids are learning it at home. And then the kids, you can't say they're innocent and don't know, because they say the N-word and they look for a reaction from the person. As a teacher, I get issues with that. There's nothing else I can say about that. And I have to say, my administrator deals with it. She gets very upset. She says, I will not accept this, and she gives punishment. So I think you need to go back to your individual administrator. And I think there is protocol, because you're at the top of the board, it's okay, but I think you should follow the chain of command. That's just me, I'm just saying. I'm here and I'm impulsive and I'm probably out of line, but I don't care. If you want to fire me, whatever, I don't care. I'm a teacher at Polk, and I will give some kudos to Scott Armstrong, because I had some racial issues last week and he addressed it. And we'll talk about that. Not only did he address my racial issues with this white teacher going above my head and telling teachers not to let this kid on my caseload come to me. Not only did he address it, he called my principal, who was on a medical leave, and they addressed it. So I just want to give him a kudos. I'm impulsive, and you had an equity professional development Monday, but I had a doctor's appointment, so I took the whole day off. Anyway, EduStaff serves. Some of you know what I'm here for, and some of you who don't know, I want to make it clear. EduStaff subs work at the pleasure of the district. I get this, transparency, but I think EduStaff subs and parapros who quit at Party last year, and parapro and special ed teachers who didn't need their service last year because a couple of girls had issues and did not let this special ed teacher finish 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. I think they should have their day in court, or should say something. Anyway, I'm here on behalf of my grandson, who some of you on the board know what happened. There was some racial profiling this winter. He was out in the cold, and a certain secretary didn't let him in, and a couple of you were very, very upset about this. Mark talked to him out in the office, and a couple of you said he should have addressed it right here. So I'm not going to do that. Well, I'm going to do it. but you don't need him in the district anymore. My grandson was his teachers when he wasn't in the gym. He was a gym teacher. April, May, June, he'd leave the gym, come accept assist the teachers in the classroom. He would have the kids in the gym sit on the sidelines if they were disrespectful to the teachers. He would make them go and apologize to the teachers. He ran a summer program. And I thought the kids and the teachers loved him. Some of the board members were very kind to him, or they cried, they were upset because of that racial profiling. And he was told not to return to the district. He didn't have, he wasn't able to have his due process, and I know that's the program. Anyway, you don't need him in the district anymore. A student accused him of saying a student accused him of him saying that the mom was a racist. He said he did not say it. Of course, I believe my grandson. Also, I think my grandson was very thorough when he explained this to some of the board members. And as a rule, people who explain things very well do not lie. You know, if they bungle up words or something, then you know they're lying. But I think he talks very well. I think he articulates very well. He's working on his master's, so he's not dumb. He played basketball in Germany and in Denmark, so he's not dumb. This girl who accused him of saying, "You said my mom is a racist," I think is a vendetta. This child also has had behavior issues throughout the district. I had behavior issues with this child when I worked in the middle school. You know, young lady, please do not step out in the hallway because it looks bad for the sub that you were subbing for Miss Rosicki. Well, I'm grown. I said, but you're a seventh grader. And then mom says, well, her dad is threatening to commit suicide, so she's distressed. The other teacher said, no, she's been like that, you know, since she's been here. So it's my grandson's word, 26, and a child who's been a behavior problem throughout the district. Again, I had issues when I was in the STEM room. This young lady would come in the room after hours when the cheerleaders were in the room quietly talking. They left their backpacks when they went to work the basketball games, and this girl is in the one of the teachers' rolly chairs, rolling all around the classroom, disrupting me when I'm trying to do my paperwork. She rolls around in that chair. I talked to Coach Doney about it, and she said the girl had no business in that room, and she would talk to her. So this girl has been a problem, disruptive, and I think she's lying. And Mark very kindly said, well, have your grandson come and talk to me. But if he said it, you know, we'll talk.
I'm sorry, time is up. Your time is up. We have to move on. You can come back up after everybody else has had a chance. Is there anybody else wishing to address the board at this time? Anybody else? Seeing none, you may approach again.
I don't see what an angry black woman. Okay. Now, a couple of the board members had told grandson to come up here and speak, and then a board member today told him not to come and speak. I don't understand. I think he needed to say his piece. Again, some teachers are here at the beck and call and the pleasure of the district. We know that. So why she's saying it's going to be revisited? Mark said it was, but I know that subs are at the pleasure of the district. I just don't understand why we wanted to not let him come up here. I guess I'm having a deja vu because I had some racial issues when I was here, you know, and like Mark said, Sheila, that's in the past, we're not going to talk about it, you know, but maybe I'm having this moment, you know. Sheila, you took me here when I was here before. I worked here 2001, 2014, retired, and administrator brought me back. Not you, Mark. I was here before you came. I was here like a year before you came because Perger left and went to Romulus with Kevin Brock. And we'll get to Kevin Brock, okay? When I was here, this particular administrator, you know, Sheila, you took the kid to the doctor. No, when Matt Kluth and Rebecca called me, my student, and said, you know, we had a baby. I went to Oakwood Hospital to visit the little redhead white kid. You know, when the administrator told me you had cupcakes for your students, yes, it was this kid's birthday. I had cupcakes for the student. So I know about being called in the office. Sheila, you took a kid home to put in sensor lights in your garage. The kid heard me talk about, Adam Nikolai heard me talk about sensor lights.
Please don't use any students' names.
Excuse me?
Please don't use any students' names. Thank you.
So I called called me, he said, call my construction teacher, because they had the consortium. I called the construction teacher at Crestwood. He said, yeah, hell yeah, you better know how to put those lights in. I called the mom, I took him, I stayed in my kitchen, and he put my sensor lights in. Then my administrator, you took the kid to your home. Yes, the mom said, okay. So, when I talked to Kevin Brock, he said, Sheila, yeah, we kind of got Mr. Scott over here. Okay, so my story, I just want to say, again, repeating myself, when I had this racial problem, I thank Scott for addressing it. I thank my administrator, Dr. Porchella, for addressing it, and I'm okay with it. But I think the board needs to listen to people when they are fired for a cause, such as a couple people at Pardee who got fired or were told not to return or left because they did not get the support of the principal. Again, I just understand how 3 people can tell my grandson to come and one person says, don't come tonight. Just saying. You want me to leave quick, that's fine too. But this is just not right.
Any other comment from the public? Seeing none, do we have kudos?
This one is to Gwen Bennett from Stacy McLaughlin. Gwen is truly a blessing to our school. She is kind, patient, and always brings a sense of humor to even the busiest days. Gwen goes above and beyond every single day without being asked and without hesitation. She keeps everything running smoothly while caring for our students, parents, and staff with a smile. We couldn't ask for a better secretary or teammate.
This is to Jen Blackburn, Dawn Pachula, Kelly Knapp, Tanya Wells, Katie Muller, Mark Berry, Joel Garcia, Sean Harmon, and Chad Cal from Emily Cal, dated October 28th. These awesome OWS teachers played in the staff first 8th grade volleyball team game. The girls love getting to see their teachers play volleyball, and I can't thank them enough for making the end of their season special. Awesome. Mr. Wall?
So this one's kind of like a musical award thing, so it's going to be a 2-part. So this is to the following elementary math pilot teachers.
Danielle Osborne, Victoria Gargan's Bullis, Jennifer Jackson, Christine Shushanian, Ashley McDonough, Nancy Gorham, Andrea Kordonowitz, Sarah Segerson, Michelle Kaskolski, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Okay, just Kolsky, thank you. Heather Van Eaton, Stephanie Clay, Carrie Sanders, Heather Kilgore, Laura Taleppo, Jillian Bazzi, Johnny Boskowski, and Renee Schlatt.
This is from Valerie Christopherson, dated October 17th. Christopherson. I should give you that name too. You are doing an outstanding job for bringing Envision to life in your classrooms with both rigor and enthusiasm. Their commitment to excellence truly shines, and it's making a real impact. Thank you for being absolute rock stars and making a D7 difference every single day.
This one is to Chelsea Sandbrook from Stacy McLaughlin. Chelsea is always ready to jump in and help wherever she is needed. She goes above and beyond every day and brings such a positive can-do attitude to everything she does. She's the kind of teammate who goes the extra mile and makes everyone's day a little brighter. We are so lucky to have her.
Is that it? I'd like to call this meeting, adjourn this meeting at 8:32 p.m. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Winless. Support. Support by trustee Sterlini. Questions, comments, roll call, please.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes.
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless? Yes. Trustee Anderson?
Yes.
Trustee Botowski?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, everyone.